I still remember the day my friend Jack said to me, "Walter, you've been running from the truth for so long, you've forgotten what it looks like." I was taken aback, and for a moment, I didn't know what to say. It was like he had pulled back the curtain and revealed a part of me I had been trying to hide. My name is Walter. I'm 78 years old, and I've learned a thing or two about life. I want to share a story with you that taught me a valuable lesson, one that I wish I had learned earlier. It's a lesson that could have saved me a lot of heartache and pain. I grew up in a small town in Ohio in the 1950s. It was a time of great change and opportunity, and I was determined to make a name for myself. I had big dreams, and I was willing to do whatever it took to achieve them. I worked hard, sometimes 2 or 3 jobs at a time, to provide for my family and to build a better life. But as I look back, I realized that I was chasing the wrong things. I was so focused on making money and climbing the corporate ladder that I neglected the people and things that truly mattered. I remember my wife, Sarah, would often try to talk to me about our relationship and our family, but I was too busy to listen. I would tell her that I was doing it all for us, that I was working hard to give us a better life. But deep down, I knew that wasn't true. I was doing it for myself, for my own ego and pride. I was trying to prove to myself and to others that I was successful, that I was somebody. But here is what I never told anyone, not even my closest friends and family. I was miserable. I was empty inside, and no amount of money or success could fill the void. I felt like I was living a lie, like I was pretending to be someone I wasn't. And it was taking a toll on my relationships, on my health, and on my overall well-being. It wasn't until I had a major health scare, a heart attack at the age of 50, that I realized I had been living the wrong life. I was forced to reevaluate my priorities, to take a hard look at what truly mattered to me. And what I found was that it wasn't the money, the success, or the prestige. It was the people, the relationships, the experiences. It was the simple things in life that brought me joy and fulfillment. The revelation hit me like a ton of bricks. I had spent 40 years chasing the wrong things, and it had almost cost me everything. I had neglected my family, my friends, and my own well-being. I had been so focused on the destination that I had forgotten to enjoy the journey. And it was a hard pill to swallow, knowing that I had wasted so much time, so much energy, on things that didn't truly matter. But here is what I learned from that experience. I learned that life is not about the destination, it's about the journey. It's about the people you meet, the experiences you have, and the memories you create along the way. It's about living in the moment, being present, and being true to yourself. I remember my friend Jack's words, "Walter, you've been running from the truth for so long, you've forgotten what it looks like." And I realized that he was right. I had been running from the truth, from myself, for far too long. But I finally stopped running, and I started living. I started living a life that was true to who I am, a life that was focused on the things that truly matter. And that's the lesson I want to share with you. It's a lesson that I wish I had learned earlier, but it's one that I'm grateful to have learned at all. It's a lesson that has changed my life, and one that I hope will change yours. So, going back to what Jack said to me, I finally understand what he meant. I finally see the truth, and it's a beautiful thing. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my story. If you want to hear more, please subscribe to my channel. As I sit here reflecting on my journey, I'm reminded of the power of human connection and the impact one person can have on another. Jack's words, though simple, held a profound wisdom that I've only come to appreciate with time. It's funny how we often don't realize the significance of a moment until we've had the chance to look back on it. For me, that moment was the catalyst for a chain of events that would alter the course of my life forever. I've often thought about the what-ifs, the could-haves, and the maybes. What if I had never met Jack? Could I have still found my way to this place of understanding and peace? Maybe, but I doubt it. You see, Jack's words were the spark that ignited a fire within me, a fire that burned away the doubts and fears that had held me back for so long. It was as if he had given me permission to see the world in a new light, to question everything I thought I knew, and to seek out the truth. As I began to explore this new perspective, I started to notice the world around me in a way I never had before. I saw the beauty in the mundane, the magic in the ordinary, and the wonder in the everyday. It was as if I had been living in black and white, and suddenly the world had been transformed into vivid color. Everything was more vibrant, more alive, and more meaningful. But with this newfound understanding came a sense of responsibility. I realized that I had a choice to make, a choice to continue down the path of ignorance and complacency, or to take the road less traveled, the road of self-discovery and growth. It wasn't an easy choice, but it was one that I knew I had to make. And so, I embarked on a journey of exploration, seeking out new experiences, new knowledge, and new perspectives. Along the way, I encountered many people who helped shape my understanding of the world and myself. Some were kind and generous, while others were challenging and confrontational. But each person, regardless of their intentions, played a role in my growth and development. They forced me to confront my own biases and assumptions, to question my own motivations, and to seek out the truth. And now, as I look back on this journey, I'm filled with a sense of gratitude and awe. I'm grateful for the people who have touched my life, for the experiences that have shaped me, and for the lessons that I've learned. I'm in awe of the human spirit, of its capacity for resilience, adaptability, and transformation. And I'm reminded that we're all on this journey together, that we're all in this thing called life, and that we all have the power to create the world we want to live in. So to anyone who may be struggling, who may be searching for meaning and purpose, I want you to know that you're not alone. We're all in this together, and we all have the capacity to create positive change in the world. Don't be afraid to seek out new experiences, to challenge your own assumptions, and to question the status quo. Don't be afraid to take the road less traveled, to seek out the truth, and to follow your heart. Because in the end, it's not the destination that matters, but the journey itself and the person you become along the way. Because in the end, it's not the destination that matters, but the journey itself and the person you become along the way. As I sit here reflecting on my own journey, I'm reminded of the countless moments that have shaped me into the person I am today. The struggles, the triumphs, the setbacks, and the successes, each one has played a crucial role in forging my path. And I've come to realize that it's the unknown, the uncharted territory, that holds the greatest potential for growth. It's the leap of faith, the willingness to take the first step into the void, that allows us to discover new facets of ourselves and the world around us. I think back to the times when I felt lost, when the road ahead seemed uncertain, and the fear of the unknown threatened to consume me. But it was in those moments that I discovered my own resilience, my own capacity to adapt and evolve. I learned to trust in myself, to trust in the process, and to trust that the universe would conspire to guide me towards my highest good. And as I look back, I see that it was precisely those moments of uncertainty that led me to where I am today. The journey is not always easy, of course. There are times when the darkness closes in, and the fear and doubt seem overwhelming. But it's in those moments that we must dig deep, that we must tap into our inner reservoir of strength and courage. We must remind ourselves that we are not alone, that we are part of a larger web of humanity, connected by our shared experiences and our common struggles. And we must hold on to hope, onto the knowledge that a better tomorrow is possible, that a brighter future awaits us just beyond the horizon. As I've traveled this path, I've encountered countless individuals who have inspired me with their stories, their courage, and their determination. I've met people who have faced unimaginable challenges, who have overcome incredible odds, and who have emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate as a result. And I've come to realize that it's these individuals, these beacons of hope and resilience, who remind us that we too can overcome, that we too can rise above our circumstances and create the life we desire. The journey is not just about the destination. It's about the people we meet along the way, the lessons we learn, and the love we share. It's about the moments of beauty, of wonder, and of awe that we experience, the moments that take our breath away and remind us of the magic that surrounds us. And it's about the person we become, the person we are capable of becoming, when we embrace the journey with an open heart and an open mind. In the end, it's not about the arrival, it's about the evolution. It's about the growth, the transformation, and the awakening that occurs as we navigate the twists and turns of life's path. And when we finally reach the end of our journey, when we look back on the road we've traveled, we'll see that it was not the destination that defined us, but the journey itself, with all its triumphs and struggles, its joys and sorrows. We'll see that it was the journey that made us who we are, that shaped us into the unique, magnificent, and powerful beings that we were meant to be.